Now, it should be stated that resurrecting a dead god and reincarnation are really not that far off from one another. So why is it that so many Christians have no trouble in believing that an image of the beast will be created one day, but yet struggle with the concept of reincarnation? Perhaps this is part of Satan's plan. The less informed your typical believer is, the easier it will be to accomplish his goal. The stunning implications of test tube babies, for example, coming out of bottomless pits of artificial wombs, go right over their bull-headed noggins. Revelation 17:8. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. Which brings us to abortion. If the typical believer can look away from what is happening in our world today concerning the endless human sacrifices occurring at the altar of Moloch, then judgment surely is only a heartbeat away. So then, is there anything in the Bible that discusses abortion? Yep, and guess where we find it? When Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 10 Commandments and saw what was happening with the Israelites worshipping Moloch, he destroyed the tablets. Exodus 32:19. And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands and brake them beneath the mount. Now stop and ponder this for a moment. We are talking about the Word of God here. This is a big deal. Remember, you and I are written with the Word of God, aka DNA. Moses destroying those tables was akin to murder, or dare we say it, abortion. Too hard to believe? Look what happens in the very next verse. Exodus 32:20. And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it in the fire, and ground it to powder, and stored it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it. What a curious thing to do. Why would Moses do that? Ordeal of the bitter water. Because the Israelites were involved in group fornication, literally and figuratively, or whoredoms. A special ritual had to be performed on them, called the ordeal of the bitter water. Numbers 5:27. And when he hath made to drink the water, then it shall come to pass, that if she be defiled, and have done trespass against her husband, that the water that causeth the curse shall enter into her, and become bitter, and her belly shall swell, and her thigh shall rot, and the woman shall be cursed among her people. The bitter water is literally a biblical abortion potion. Several commentaries on the Bible maintain that the ordeal is to be applied in the case of a woman who has become pregnant, allegedly by her lover. One reading is that the ordeal results in a prolapse uterus if she is guilty. Some interpretations of the ordeal describe the bitter potion as an abortifacient, which induces a purposeful abortion or miscarriage if the woman is pregnant with another man's child, and which confirms her innocence if no miscarriage is observed. Moloch was ground into a powder, mixed with water, and fed to the Israelites like milk. It is interesting to note that Moloch is spelled M-L-K, like milk, in the original Hebrew. White gold. Here are some more verses dealing with abortion and or miscarriages. Job 21:10, KJV. Their bull gendereth and faileth not, their cow calveth and casteth not her calf. Here are the NIV and NAS interpretations for reference, showing that modern translations are a little more brazen with their wording. NIV. Their bulls never fail to breed, their cows calve and do not miscarry. NAS. His ox mates without fail, his cow calves and does not abort. Did you notice that the verse had to do with a cow or calf? Ephraim's symbol is the ox. Isaiah 9:13-14. Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, is planted in a pleasant place, but Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. Give them, O Lord, what wilt thou give? Give them a miscarrying womb and dry breasts. Again, God is pointing us to the womb and the sacred cow. Now, if drinking the abortion potion wasn't bad enough, God was so angry with the Israelites that he was ready to abort everyone. Deuteronomy 9:14. Let me be alone, that I may destroy them and blot out their name from under heaven. I will make of thee a nation mightier and greater than they. Fortunately, Moses talked God out of it. In the later years, the golden calf would resurface yet again in an even more obvious way with regards to genetic engineering.